The small city of Brookhaven had always been quiet. Students moved in and out of the university apartments every semester, carrying heavy boxes and hopes for a bright future. Among them was Alex Carter, a second-year engineering student who thought, this semester would be just like the last, long nights of studying, cheap pizza dinners, and the occasional noise from neighbors. But something different happened that autumn, something that Alex would never forget. When Alex walked into his shared apartment for the first time that semester, he found a strange figure standing in the living room. The figure was tall, almost 7 feet, with silver-gray skin that seemed to shine under the light. Its eyes were wide and glowing with a faint blue color, and instead of hair, its head was covered in small, moving ridges. For a moment, Alex thought he was in the wrong place. His heart raced, and he dropped his bag. The figure tilted its head, then spoke in a calm, robotic-sounding voice. Hello, you must be Alex Carter. I am assigned as your roommate. Alex froze. You're not... He struggled for words. You're not human, are you? The alien nodded slowly. Correct. My name is Zorath of the Valari Collective. I have been placed here to study your species. It is part of an exchange program between our worlds. Alex blinked, still trying to breathe normally. He had read about aliens on the news, but he never thought he would actually meet one, much less live with one. The government had announced months earlier that peaceful contact had been made with another civilization, but most people thought it was just talk. Now one of them was standing in his apartment. Wait, Alex said, raising a hand. You're telling me you're my roommate? Like, classes, rent, chores, all that stuff? Zorath blinked with his glowing eyes. Yes, I have been assigned to share living quarters with a human student. We will exchange cultural knowledge. I will learn your ways, and in return, you may learn mine. Alex laughed nervously, rubbing the back of his neck. This has to be a dream, but it wasn't, adjusting to a new normal. The first days were awkward. Zorath did not understand basic human customs. He tried to sit on chairs but sometimes bent, them because of his weight. He stared at the TV screen without blinking for hours, fascinated by human shows. He even tried to eat uncooked pasta because he thought it was a local snack. Alex had to guide him carefully. Zorath, no, you don't just bite into that, you boil it first. Boil? In water? Fascinating. The alien repeated everything with a tone of curiosity, like a scientist taking notes. At night, Alex could hear strange humming noises from Zorath's room. He asked about it, and Zorath explained it was a regenerative rest cycle, something like sleep but different. Instead of lying down, he stood completely still with his eyes closed, glowing faintly as if connected to some inner energy. At first, Alex was nervous about living with an alien, but slowly he began to feel less afraid. Zorath, despite his strange appearance, was polite and eager to learn. He did not act superior or threatening. He was simply curious, like a child seeing the world for the first time. The first challenge, on the third day, Alex decided to take Zorath outside. You can't just stay inside the apartment forever, Alex said. If you're here to study, humans, you need to meet some. Zorath tilted his head. Will they accept me? Alex shrugged. Well, that's what we'll find out. They went to the campus. Students stared as Zorath walked by, his silver-gray skin shining in the sunlight. Some whispered. Others took out their phones to record videos. A few even backed away in fear. Alex noticed the tension. Just stay calm, Zorath. People will get used to you. They stopped at a food court. Alex bought 2 burgers. He handed one to Zorath. Here, try this. Zorath studied the burger, carefully sniffed it, then took a bite. His glowing eyes widened. This is extraordinary. Flavor molecules combine in unexpected ways. This is a highly efficient energy source, Alex laughed. It's just a cheeseburger. Students around them gasped as they realized the alien was actually eating human food. Some cheered, others recorded more videos. One bold student walked up and said, Hey, is it okay if I post this online? People won't believe me. Alex sighed, realizing their quiet life was about to end. Yeah, sure, just don't make him look bad. Internet fame. By the next morning, their apartment door was surrounded by reporters and curious students. Someone had uploaded the video with the title, "Watch Before Deleted. My Alien Roommate Eats a Burger for the First Time." Millions of people watched it overnight. Alex groaned when he saw the news. "Great, we're famous." Zorath, however, seemed pleased. "This will accelerate my cultural study. More humans will wish to interact with me." But it wasn't just friendly attention. Some people doubted Zorath's intentions. Online debates started. Was the alien truly peaceful? Could humans trust him? Was this safe? Alex knew this was only the beginning. The news about Alex's alien roommate spread faster than wildfire. By the time a new week began, everyone in Brookhaven already knew about Zorath. Some were excited, some were afraid, and others were simply curious. Alex felt like his life had been turned upside down. He used to be just another student worrying about exams and part-time jobs. Now strangers stopped him in the hallway asking, "Is it true? Do you really live with him?" Others begged, "Can we meet him? Just for a picture?" Zorath, however, seemed calm about it all. He continued observing human life with the same curiosity as before, never bothered by the attention. Zorath's first lecture. The university decided to use the situation as an opportunity. Professors invited Zorath to speak in front of students. They believed it could be the most valuable cultural exchange in history. One sunny morning, Alex and Zorath walked into the largest lecture hall on campus. Hundreds of students filled the seats, buzzing with excitement. Cameras were everywhere, ready to record every word. Zorath stepped onto the stage. His tall frame and glowing eyes captured the room's attention instantly. For a moment, there was silence. Then he began to speak in his calm, robotic-like tone. "Greetings, students of Brookhaven University. I am Zorath of the Valari Collective. I have come to understand your customs. Already, I have learned the significance of your food called cheeseburger." Laughter filled the room, breaking the tension. Zorath tilted his head, not fully understanding why they laughed, but he continued. "My species values knowledge. We share information freely among our kind. I will answer questions if you wish." Hands shot up across the hall. A student in the front asked, "Why did your people come to Earth?" Zorath replied, "Our people have traveled through space. For many generations, we seek cooperation, not conflict. We wish to learn your ways and perhaps teach you ours. Together, we may grow stronger." Another asked, "Do you have families like us?" Zorath paused, then answered, "We do not form families as you do. Our bonds are formed through shared goals and unity of purpose. Yet I see value in your human families. They create strength in different ways." The students clapped. Alex sat in the audience, watching in awe. He realized Zorath wasn't just a roommate anymore. He was becoming a bridge between two worlds. Trouble online that night. Alex scrolled through social media. Videos of Zorath's lecture were everywhere. Some praised the alien's words, saying, "This is history." Others mocked him, calling him a fraud or a danger. One post caught Alex's eye. "Wake up, people. That alien isn't here to make friends. He's here to spy on us." Alex frowned. He knew people could be suspicious, but the anger in those posts worried him. He turned to Zorath, who was standing by the window again, glowing faintly as he rested. "Do you even realize how much people are fighting about you online?" Alex asked. Zorath opened his eyes. "Conflict of opinion is natural. Fear is born from ignorance. My duty is to replace fear with understanding." Alex sighed. "Yeah, but humans aren't always good at that." A test of friendship. The next day, Alex's best friend Maria came to visit. She had been texting nonstop, begging to meet Zorath. When she entered the apartment, her jaw dropped. "Oh my gosh, he's real. He's actually real." Zorath bowed politely. "Greetings, Maria of Earth." "I am honored." Maria laughed nervously. "Wow, you're taller than I imagined." She turned to Alex. "How do you even share a fridge with him?" Alex shrugged. "Carefully. They all sat down in the living room. Maria asked Zorath questions about his world. He explained about the Valaris crystal cities powered by energy drawn from stars. He described the way his people communicated through both words and waves of light, which humans could not fully see. Maria listened with wide eyes. That's amazing. You're like living science fiction. Alex noticed something important. For the first time, Zorath wasn't just being studied or stared at, he was making a real human friend. And that gave Alex hope. The first conflict, but not everyone wanted to be friends. A few days later, while Alex and Zorath walked through campus, a group of angry students blocked their path. One of them shouted, "Go back to your planet, we don't want spies here." Others joined in, holding up signs that said things like, "Humans first," and "Don't trust aliens." Alex felt his stomach twist. He had seen online hate, but seeing it face to face was worse. Zorath stood tall, his glowing eyes calm. "I bring no harm. I come only to learn." But the crowd grew louder. One student threw an empty can which bounced off the ground near Zorath's feet. Alex stepped forward. "Stop! He hasn't done anything wrong." The campus security soon arrived, breaking up the crowd. Still, Alex could see the disappointment in Zorath's eyes. Later, back in the apartment, Alex tried to comfort him. "Not everyone's like that. Some people are just scared." Zorath replied softly, "Fear is powerful. If I cannot replace it with trust, my mission may fail." A human custom, friendship. That evening, Alex invited a few close friends over, Maria and two others he trusted. They ordered pizza, played video games, and talked late into the night. Zorath sat among them, curious about every detail. He asked why humans laughed at silly jokes, why they argued during games, and why they felt closer after sharing food. Maria explained, "It's called bonding. When we do things together, even small things, we feel connected. That's what friendship is." Zorath sat silently for a moment, as if storing the information deep inside. Then he said, "If this is friendship, I wish to learn it fully." Alex smiled. For the first time, he felt that Zorath wasn't just studying humans, he was becoming one of them. The government steps. And not long after, Alex received an email from the university. Officials wanted to meet with him and Zorath. The message was formal. "Your guest has attracted significant attention. Government representatives wish to ensure his presence remains safe and beneficial." Alex showed the email to Zorath. "Looks like the big guys want to meet you." Zorath nodded calmly. It was inevitable. When two worlds meet, leaders must also meet. Alex felt nervous. He didn't know if the government truly wanted cooperation or control. The message from the university left Alex uneasy. It wasn't every day that the government asked for a meeting with your roommate, especially when that roommate came from another planet. For Zorath, however, there was no nervousness. He prepared himself with calm determination. His glowing eyes reflected no fear, only quiet focus. "The leaders of your world wish to see me," Zorath said. "This is expected. When two civilizations connect, authority must decide how to proceed." Alex scratched his head. "Yeah, but the thing is, governments don't always play fair. They might not just want to learn from you. They might try to control you." Zorath tilted his head slightly. "Then we must show them truth. Only through honesty can trust be built." Alex sighed. "I hope you're right." The trip to the city, 2 black cars arrived at the university the next morning. Men in dark suits stepped out, introducing themselves as government escorts. "Mr. Carter, Mr. Zorath," one of them said formally. "We've been asked to bring you both to the capital for a discussion." Alex packed a small bag nervously. He had never been inside a government car before, much less with officials. Zorath, tall and calm as always, simply followed. As they drove through the city, people on the sidewalks stopped to stare. Some waved. Some took pictures, others pointed with uncertain faces. The world was watching. The trip lasted hours. Finally, they arrived at a large white building guarded by soldiers. Inside, the halls were quiet, polished, and filled with portraits of leaders from the past. Alex felt small walking through them, but Zorath walked with the same steady steps, his silver-gray skin shining under the bright lights. The first meeting inside, a conference room. Several officials sat at a long table. At the center was a woman in a dark blue suit who introduced herself as Director Harper. "Welcome, Zorath," she said with a serious tone. "On behalf of this government, I thank you for your peaceful arrival. But we must understand your purpose here." Zorath bowed his head slightly. "I am here as part of an exchange. My people wish to learn of your customs and offer knowledge in return. I mean no harm." Harper studied him carefully. "We've seen the videos. We know the public is fascinated by you, but fascination can turn to fear. We must be sure you are not a threat." Zorath replied calmly. "Fear is natural when the unknown appears. I will show your people through actions, not words, that I am peaceful." Alex sat beside him, heart pounding. He wanted to speak but wasn't sure if he should. Finally, he leaned forward. "Listen, I've lived with him for weeks. If Zorath wanted to hurt anyone, he could have already done it. Instead, he's been learning. Food, jokes, even video games. He's trying." Some officials exchanged looks. Director Harper nodded slowly. "That is noted. Still, for safety reasons, we ask that Zorath remain under observation." Zorath tilted his head. "Observation?" Harper explained. "You may continue your daily life, but we will assign agents to monitor your activities. It is for public safety." Alex frowned. "So basically, you're putting him under surveillance." Harper's voice remained calm. "Call it what you want, Mr. Carter. This is bigger than you. We must protect both him and everyone else." Zorath did not argue. "If this eases human concern, I accept." The tour of the lab after the meeting. Harper offered to show them something. She led Alex and Zorath to a secure underground facility. There, scientists were studying pieces of alien technology, shiny fragments recovered from earlier Valari probes. The scientists whispered as Zorath entered, clearly amazed to see a real Valari standing before them. One scientist held up a glowing crystal. "We found this drifting in orbit years ago. Can you explain what it does?" Zorath stepped closer. His eyes glowed brighter. "This is a fragment of a star core battery. It holds energy from suns. In the hands of my people, it can power entire cities for centuries." The scientists gasped. Alex realized this was the kind of knowledge governments craved: power, technology, advancement. He whispered to Zorath, "Careful what you tell them. If they know too much, they might stop seeing you as a guest and start seeing you as a resource." Zorath nodded slightly as if he understood the risk. A conversation at night. That evening, Alex and Zorath were given a guest room in the government building. Security guards stood outside the door watching closely. Alex lay on the bed, staring at the ceiling. "This doesn't feel right. They say they trust you, but they're treating you like some science project." Zorath stood near the window, glowing faintly as he rested. "Your leaders fear what they do not control. This is not unique to humans. Even among my people, there are those who mistrust the unknown." Alex turned toward him. "So what do we do?" Zorath replied, "We show them trust is possible. If I share enough to prove my honesty, perhaps they will see me as a friend, not a tool." Alex sighed. "I hope you're right." The public reaction. The next day, news spread that Zorath had met with the government. Official statements were released calling him a guest under observation. Some people celebrated, believing it meant safety and cooperation. Others worried, saying the government was hiding secrets. At the university, students debated nonstop. Maria texted Alex, "Is Zorath okay? Are they treating him well?" Alex replied, "He's fine for now, but I don't like how they're watching him." Meanwhile, videos of Zorath's lecture continued to spread. Some edits painted him as a hero, others as a possible invader. The world was dividing into two sides, those who wanted friendship and those who feared it. An unexpected question. During another government session, Director Harper asked Zorath a direct question. If your people ever asked you to choose between them and us, where would your loyalty lie? The room went silent. Alex's breath caught. Zorath took a long moment before answering. I am loyal to truth. If humans seek peace, then peace will be my choice. If Valari seek harm, then I will resist it. I do not serve blindly. I serve harmony. Some officials looked impressed. Others looked suspicious. Alex knew this answer would echo in reports for weeks. Back to campus after several days, Alex and Zorath were allowed to return to the university, though now with quiet agents following them everywhere. When they walked back into the apartment, Alex felt both relief and tension. Home sweet home, he muttered. Zorath stood in the middle of the room, scanning it as if seeing it for the first time again. This place is more than walls. It is where I began to understand humanity. That makes it important. Alex laughed, softly. Guess you're sentimental after all. Ending of part 3. That night the two sat in the living room, a pizza box open on the table. Alex ate slowly, lost in thought. You know, he said, this whole thing, it's bigger than just you and me. It's like the whole world is watching us. Zorath nodded. Yes, but sometimes the path of worlds begins with the steps of two friends. Alex looked at him, realizing how true that was. The future of humans and Valari might depend on something as simple as their friendship. And as the city outside buzzed with rumors and debates, Alex knew the real test was still to come. Because cooperation was one thing, but trust, that would be much harder. The return to campus did not bring peace. Instead, it brought more questions, more cameras, and more pressure. Everywhere Alex and Zorath went, eyes followed them. Some smiled, some frowned, and some looked at them with suspicion. The government's decision to keep Zorath under observation made headlines worldwide. News anchors debated endlessly. Some praised the government for being careful. Others accused them of hiding information. Alex felt the weight of it all. It's like we're living inside a spotlight, he muttered one evening, closing the curtains in their apartment. Zorath stood calmly, as he always did. Light is not the enemy, Alex. It only reveals what is already there. But Alex wasn't convinced. He knew humans too well. Light also created shadows. The campus divides at Brookhaven University. Students formed two groups. One group called themselves the Welcomers. They believed Zorath represented hope, cooperation, and friendship between worlds. They made posters saying "Unity Beyond Stars" and wore t-shirts with Zorath's glowing eyes printed on them. The other group called themselves the Protectors. They argued that Zorath was dangerous, that no alien should walk freely among humans. They held rallies chanting, "Humans first." The tension grew day by day. Alex tried to ignore it, but Maria warned him. This isn't just campus drama anymore. People are picking sides. Some of them are angry enough to start fights. Alex rubbed his forehead. Great, just what we needed. Zorath learns debate. One afternoon, the university held a debate between the two groups. Surprisingly, Zorath was invited to join. The lecture hall filled with hundreds of students. Cameras streamed the event online. On one side, the welcomers spoke, with excitement. Zorath proves humanity is not alone. He is peaceful, curious, and willing to learn. We should welcome him and build a future together. On the other side, the Protectors shouted back, he could be lying. He could be studying us for invasion. You don't just trust an alien because he eats a burger and plays video games. The psych room filled with noise. Then Zorath rose from his seat. His tall figure and glowing eyes silenced the crowd. He spoke slowly, carefully. I understand fear. It is natural when something unknown appears. But I ask you this. Has your fear been proven true by my actions? Have I harmed you, deceived you, or hidden my intent? Or has fear only spoken through imagination? The hall grew quiet. Even the protectors had no quick reply. Zorath continued, "My people seek knowledge, not conquest. But if you choose to see me as enemy, then I cannot change that with words alone. Only time and actions can reveal truth." The debate ended with no clear winner, but something important had changed. Many students who had doubted him now looked at Zorath with more thoughtful eyes. A dangerous encounter, but not everyone was convinced. One night, as Alex and Zorath walked back from the library, a group of masked students blocked the path. Their voices were sharp with anger. "You don't belong here, alien," one shouted. "Leave before it's too late." Alex stepped forward nervously. "Hey, come on, he hasn't done anything." Before he could finish, one of them shoved him aside. Another raised a metal pipe. Zorath reacted instantly. He raised his hand, and a soft wave of blue energy pulsed outward, knocking the attackers back but not harming them. They stumbled, shocked, dropping the pipe. The masked students ran away into the night. Alex caught his breath, wide-eyed. "Zorath, what was that?" "Defense only," Zorath replied calmly. "I will not harm them, even if they wish to harm me." But Alex knew it wouldn't be the last confrontation. The government reacts news of the attack spread quickly. Videos showed the masked students running, with blurry glimpses of the blue energy wave. The government immediately called Alex and Zorath back in for questioning. Director Harper looked serious as she asked, "What exactly did you use, Zorath?" "Was it a weapon?" Zorath replied. "It was a shield, a protective field. It pushes, but it does not kill." Harper leaned forward. "Still, the fact that you carry such abilities will make people more afraid. They'll say you're dangerous." Alex couldn't hold back. He was attacked. What was he supposed to do? Let them hurt him? Harper stayed calm. "I'm not blaming him, Alex, but public opinion matters. If more people see him as a threat, our situation becomes unstable." Zorath said softly, "Then I must show greater restraint. I will protect, but I will not fight." A custom of trust back at the apartment, Alex tried to lighten the mood. He pulled out a small box from under his bed. "What's that?" Zorath asked. "It's something humans do with close friends," Alex explained. He opened the box, revealing 2 simple bracelets made of braided string. "We call them friendship bracelets. You wear one, I wear the other. It's a symbol of trust." Zorath studied the bracelet curiously. "A simple object carries such meaning?" "Yeah," Alex said. "Sometimes the simplest things mean the most." Zorath carefully slid the bracelet over his wrist. "Then I will wear it always, to remind me of the trust we share." For the first time, Alex saw something like a smile flicker across the alien's face. The world watched as weeks passed, and the world's attention only grew stronger. International news covered Zorath daily. Some countries sent requests to meet him. Scientists demanded interviews. Protest groups grew louder. Online, the debate raged. Hashtags like "Welcome Zorath" and "On Keep Earth Safe" trended every day. Alex scrolled through the endless posts, shaking his head. "It's crazy. Half the world thinks you're humanity's best chance, the other half thinks you're our biggest threat." Zorath replied calmly, "Both cannot be true. Time will reveal which is correct." A bigger invitation. Then came the call that changed everything. The United Nations invited Zorath to speak before the World Assembly. Leaders from nearly every nation would be there, watching, listening, and judging. Director Harper told them, "This is your chance to prove yourself, Zorath. But be careful. Every word will matter." Alex felt his chest tighten. "The whole world? That's huge." Zorath simply nodded. The larger the audience, the greater the responsibility. Ending of Part 4 on. The night before the trip, Alex couldn't sleep. He sat on the couch staring at the glowing lights of the city. Zorath stood silently nearby, his bracelet glowing faintly in the moonlight. "Tomorrow," Alex whispered. "You're not just my roommate anymore. You're speaking for your whole species." Zorath's calm voice replied, "And you, Alex, will be beside me." For what I learn of humanity, I learn through you. Alex swallowed hard, realizing the truth. Their friendship wasn't just a small bond anymore. It was the bridge, holding two worlds together, and tomorrow that bridge would be tested like never before. The day of the United Nations gathering arrived. The streets of the capital were filled with flags, cameras, and people holding signs. Some signs welcomed Zorath with hope. Unity beyond stars. Others showed fear. Keep Earth safe, Alex. Sat in the back of the armored car, his heart pounding. I still can't believe this, he muttered. You're about to talk to the whole world? Zorath sat calmly beside him, his tall frame straight, his glowing eyes steady. The friendship bracelet on his wrist caught the sunlight. Words are seeds, Alex. Today I will plant them. The future will decide what grows. Alex tried to smile, though his stomach twisted with nerves. Just don't say anything that sounds scary, okay? Zorath tilted his head. I will. Speak truth. Truth should not be feared. The Assembly Hall, the United Nations building, was crowded like never before. Delegates from nearly every nation filled the Great Hall, their flags hanging proudly behind them. Reporters filled the balcony. Cameras streamed live to billions of viewers across the planet. When Zorath entered, a hush fell over the room. His silver-gray skin shimmered under the lights, his glowing eyes scanning the hall. He walked slowly, each step echoing. Alex walked, behind him, feeling the weight of every stare. At the front, Director Harper whispered, "This is your moment. Remember, every word matters." Zorath stepped to the podium. The room fell silent. Even the cameras seemed to pause. Zorath's speech. Leaders of Earth, Zorath began, his voice calm and steady. I am Zorath of the Valari Collective. I stand before you, not as conqueror, not as judge, but as a guest. He paused, letting the words settle. My people have traveled long across the stars, seeking knowledge and connection. We do not come to rule. We do not come to take, we come to share. Some delegates nodded. Others watched with cautious eyes. I have walked your campuses. I have eaten your food. I have sat with your students. I have learned your laughter and your fears. In these small things I have seen great strength. Humanity is not perfect, but no people are. What makes you strong is not your weapons or your machines, but your bonds, your families, your friendships, your hope for tomorrow. Alex felt his chest tighten. He wasn't sure if Zorath's words would change the world, but they had already changed him. Zorath raised his wrist, showing the simple braided bracelet. This object is small, yet to my human friend, it is a sign of trust. To me, it is a reminder that peace is built not with power, but with faith between individuals. If two can trust, perhaps two worlds can trust as well. The hall filled with quiet murmurs. But trust is not given freely. It is earned. I do not ask you to believe my words. I ask you to judge my actions. I will live among you, learn from you, and share what I can. And in time, perhaps you will see truth not in speeches, but in the life I live here. The hall erupted in applause from some delegates. Others remained cautious, but none could deny the power of his words. The questions. After the speech, delegates were allowed to ask questions. One leader asked sharply, "If your people are so peaceful, why do you carry such powerful abilities? We saw the videos of you defending yourself." Zorath answered without hesitation, "Power is dangerous only when used to harm. My ability is shield, not weapon. If you fear it, I will restrict its use. But know this, without defense, I would have been harmed. Even in peace, one must guard against violence." Another leader asked, "Will your people come here in greater numbers?" Zorath replied, "Not yet. First, you must decide if you wish for that. My presence is test. If you accept me, then more may follow. If you reject me, I will return alone." The room buzzed with tension. The choice was not only about Zorath, but about the entire future of Earth. The protest outside. While Zorath spoke inside, the city streets outside grew louder. Protesters clashed with supporters. Police tried to keep peace, but voices shouted into the night. Some yelled, "Go home, alien," while others chanted, "Let him stay." Alex saw the chaos on the big screens as he and Zorath left the hall. His stomach twisted. "It doesn't matter how good your speech was," he said. "Half the world still hates you." Zorath placed a hand on Alex's shoulder. "Change begins in small steps. Not all will accept it at once." A gift of knowledge later, in a private room, Zorath offered something unexpected. He placed a small crystal on the table before Director Harper and the world leaders. "This," he explained, "is a star core fragment. A single shard can power a hospital for decades. It is a gift, but it is also a test. Use it for healing, not for war." The leaders stared at it in awe. Some were eager, others cautious. Harper finally said, "If this works as you say, it could change everything. Energy, medicine, technology. But you're right. It's also a test." Alex whispered to Zorath later. "You're trusting them. A lot." Zorath replied, "Trust must begin somewhere. Without it, no bridge can hold." The return home. When they returned to the apartment that evening, the city outside still buzzed with noise. Some people cheered as they passed. Others glared, but Zorath walked calmly as if nothing shook him. Maria came rushing to the door, nearly out of breath. "I saw the whole thing. You were amazing out there, Zorath." Alex collapsed on the couch, exhausted. "I don't know if it worked, though. Some people loved it, some hated it. Feels like nothing changed." Zorath looked out the window at the city lights. "Change is slow, Alex. Even the stars move only little by little, but still they move." A quiet celebration. That night, Alex, Maria, and a few close friends shared dinner in the apartment. They laughed, told stories, and tried to act normal, even though the world outside was in chaos. Zorath listened carefully, sometimes joining with questions, sometimes simply observing. When Maria offered him a slice of cake, he took it politely and studied it as if it were the most important object in the universe. Alex chuckled. "It's just cake, Zorath." "Every taste teaches," Zorath replied with calm seriousness, the room filled with laughter. The ending later that night, when the others had gone home, Alex and Zorath sat quietly in the living room. "You know," Alex said softly, "when you first showed up, I thought you were going to turn my life upside down. And I was right, and I don't regret it." Zorath turned his glowing eyes toward him. "And when I first arrived, I thought I came to study. But now I see. I also came to learn friendship." Alex smiled, holding up his bracelet. "Guess that makes us both teachers and students." Zorath raised his own wrist in reply. "Then let us keep learning, Alex Carter of Earth, for the story of our worlds has only begun." Outside, the city buzzed with both fear and hope. But inside that small apartment, two very different beings shared a quiet moment of trust. And in that moment, the bridge between humanity and the stars felt stronger than ever.